Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I'm going to do the next installment in my series, yes. And that series is my Is It Worth It series. So, today we're going to be focusing on a really expensive Dior product. And it's one that is $56, which in my opinion is crazy. But I didn't pay for this. This I was sent from Influencer. If you know what it is, it's a site that anyone can be a part of, and you can get sent things, and basically they just want you to review it, good or bad, share your thoughts about it. So for me, good and bad, I'm gonna share my thoughts about this. In classic Dior fashion, it's in the beautiful velour packaging, and you think, wow, is that what my money is going towards? Their Dior Skin Nude Air Luminizer Powder. The packaging, ooh, it's so beautiful. Now I will say this, you open it and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. But then when you close it, it's just a magnetic closure, and it's a strong, that is so satisfying to me. I'm like, that's where the money's going, right there. The velour packaging and this. But that is definitely nice. It definitely feels very high end, because I feel like I've had some expensive products that the packaging really doesn't feel like they put any money into it, and you're like, come on, like seriously, I just spent this much money on this. Can't you have nicer packaging? So packaging wise, A+. They have 4 shades of this, and I want to read to you what the claims are for this beauty here. A light and airy highlighting powder with a highly concentrated formula and illuminating pigments. And then it says what it does. With its virtually imperceptible texture, Dior Skin Nude Air Luminizer reveals glowing skin for a radiantly luminous complexion. The universal shade can be adapted to any skin tone and comes with a mini kabuki brush. Applied in gentle touches, the powder highlights areas of the face to catch and reflect light. Wow, they just defined highlighter. So, the brush that it came with is this really small, like they said, mini kabuki. It's kind of rough feeling. It's definitely natural. Definitely natural. So what I'm gonna do, I'm sorry, I'm like really unprepared for this because I've been filming all day. I put on a highlight earlier for a tutorial, but I'm going to get rid of this highlight as much as I can. I'm going to literally put foundation over this because I don't want to makeup wipe it, but I want it to be a very matte start so that we can really see what we're working with. So let's try this. I'm trying to decide what brush. I'm thinking I might use, where is it? Ah, yes, my e.l.f. highlighting brush. I love this. Let me make sure there's nothing on it at all, since I've already screwed up this science experiment. So the shade that I have, I told you there are 4 shades. This is in number 3. So it looks like 001 is called Nude Glow, and that looks very kind of nude beigey. Then there's Pink Glow, which is number 2, and of course that looks very pinky. Then there's Golden Glow, which is what I have, which is very golden. And then there's Bronze Glow, which is certainly more of a bronzer, more of a deeper skin tone. Well, first let's just swatch it. I haven't even swatched this bad boy. So it is a beautiful highlight. Now, that's not to say I haven't tried other highlights that are this pretty, but it is definitely really pretty. So let's just get a little bit on the brush. I'll tap a little bit off. Oh my gosh. It's really pretty. But again, I don't feel like, I feel like I've tried plenty of drugstore highlights that would do the same thing. You know what I mean? And I'll pull some out in a sec. Oh, it's so pretty though. I feel like this is one of those highlighters that does a good job of not showing all of your imperfections. You know, some highlighters are really kind of powdery or not as finely milled, and so when you put them there, like for me, I have, where is it? Like a little scar on my cheek right here. I don't even know what it's from. Like, I'm sure it was from childhood, but I've had it forever. Anyway, I have a little scar, and oftentimes cheaper highlighters will highlight that, and I'm like, okay, I don't want that like illuminated for everyone to see. So I feel like nicer, more finely milled powders do a great job of hiding those imperfections and not illuminating them. And I feel like this is doing a great job of that. I do feel like it's very, very glowy, very like, I picture like summer nights, like out dancing. I don't know, like it's so pretty. It is so pretty. Also, there's no smell. Did I tell you that? There's no smell to this. So is this worth $56? Let me dive into my drugstore ones and let's see what we can find that is a dupe. So I've pulled out like 5 that I think could possibly be dupes. So we're gonna swatch them next to this. First one we're gonna try is this Milani one. It's their Strobe Light Instant Glow Powder in Day Glow. and it looks very golden. It looks very, very similar. Okay, so it's certainly not as finely milled. You can tell right off the bat. It's a lot more powdery, but tone-wise, it's pretty darn similar. So I would say you could totally do this, and I love the Milani formula. It's really, really pretty, so I feel like you could totally do this, and it's pretty close. You can see a little bit of a difference, but pretty close and still a really pretty highlighter. The next one I pulled out is from Wet n Wild. It's their Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Precious Petals. This one might not, maybe not. Okay, no. This is the Wet n Wild one, and it's too pink toned. It's a really pretty highlighter still, but it's definitely pink toned. I just kind of grabbed it quickly, but it's not a dupe. So far the Milani one's winning. So the next one I grabbed is from J-Cat Beauty. It's their You Glow Girl Baked Highlighter in Crystal Sand. This one might be too white. Oh yeah, what was I thinking? Again, still a pretty highlighter, but you can see like it kind of has this golden look to it just in the pan, so I thought, oh maybe, but no, that is quite white. So the next one I picked up was the Physicians Formula Natural Nude. Now this one's tricky because you can get all kinds of different looks with this. I love this. I'm gonna go kind of in the middle and just see this one's too tricky because depending on where you pull from, you get all kinds of different shades. But none of them really seem to be anywhere close to it. So I would say no. I love this highlighter though, like truly one of my favorite from the drugstore, but it's not right for that. So I just grabbed these e.l.f. ones. They're HD highlighting powders, and these look like they might be close. So the first one I'm gonna swatch is in Starlight Glow. No, see, I don't love the formula of these either. These are very powdery, but I think this next one might be pretty good. This one's in Sunset Glow. Looks a little bit more golden. Again, these are so powdery though. For this, you really are getting what you pay for here, but I would say the last one I swatched there is closest to that, but again, just even quality-wise and looking at the shimmer in that, there's a big difference. So I just swatched an Ofra one for fun. These can be really pricey, but I know they always have like sales. I got this in a BoxyCharm. It's their one in Rodeo Drive. So even this one, I switched sides on you, but even this one is not quite as pretty. It's really, really close, but there is some kind of quality to this highlighter that's like, none of these have so far gotten close to. So here is the ultimate test. One of my favorite highlighters, one of the most beloved highlighters, is any of the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors. This one's in Opal. Now, this is not a shade match, but I just wanted to see shimmer-wise and the way it looks, is that up to the quality of the Dior? And even still, I would say no. It's close, but there really is something in that Dior one that's making it like, I don't even know how to describe this. I've got to have something close. Even the MAC ones, none of these. So, I mean, as I'm going through the best highlighters I own, I'm still struggling to find one that matches this in its like luminosity. Does that make sense? This one might be dead on. This is from Pure. I love this highlighter. It's called Afterglow, and it's kind of a light yellow. No, not even close. Okay, so this one won't be a shade match. I'm sorry, now I'm just having fun. This is the Pixie highlighter. It's their glowy powder. This won't be a shade match, but I'm curious if it will come close to like the luminosity. Nope. Nowhere near. So I've burned through almost all my highlighters, just literally swatching everything in comparison. I can't find anything that comes anywhere close to the shine of this. And I genuinely, as I swatched it the very first time, I thought, okay, I've got a million highlighters that do this, but I don't. I mean, you could get it close to the shade, but there's something about this formula, and I love the way it catches the light. I feel like it does look very high-end, very, I don't really know. So it's hard for me to say, yes, this highlighting powder is worth $56. That's so much money. And the way I look at it, like for example, when I was younger in high school, I worked at Dairy Queen and I made $8 an hour, probably a little less than that. But anyway, let's pretend it was $8 an hour. If I started doing the math, and this is what I would do all the time to prevent myself from spending too much money, I would do the math and say, okay, how many hours would I have to work to make it worth this? And so for that, if it were $8 an hour, this is 56 bucks. Even before tax, that would be 7 hours of working for the one highlighter. And I would say, no. Or I would say, yeah, it's totally worth it. Like I remember when I wanted to buy the Naked palette, that's what I did. And so I realized, I'm like, okay, 6 hours of working. Would that be worth it? And for that, I was like, yes, because I wanted it so badly. But for something like this, you've got to ask yourself that. Is it worth that much money? This is amazing. It's not even swatched anymore. This is amazing, and I'm so glad to use it. But would I have gone out and just bought it? I don't know. That is totally your guys' call. There's so many amazing highlights that I mentioned today. I will try to link all the ones I just showed you today down below. If you're looking for different price points, different shades, I'll try to put the prices with them as well, so you can compare and make your own decision about it. I have to admit, do I think it's worth the money? Yes. But do I think anyone needs to just go run out and buy it? No, of course not. You need to make that decision for yourself. And I know sometimes it's nice to hear that from someone else, just to remind you that you really don't need every highlighter out there. But I will say this was very impressive. I'm very impressed with the quality of this highlight. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. I felt like I kind of rambled and got off track, but I just got so excited trying to find dupes because I love finding dupes. Speaking of, if you're interested in dupes, I have some dupes videos on my channel. I will link some of them below if you're interested in finding super affordable products for really expensive ones that are absolutely just as good. Because I know with this one, it's almost disappointing when you can't find something that's as good. But I have found so many in my little YouTube career here. So I will link those videos below if you'd like to see a bunch of ways you can save some money. Other than that, check out my other Is It Worth It videos where I talk about really expensive products and if they are worth it or not. Otherwise, I hope you'll subscribe and stick around to catch more, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.